also other times if you're spinning, I have to change my angle at the last second. I have to pick a different strike zone. That means I have to come up, and low man wins. If I come up with my head, you might bowl me over.
Now, here's the thing.
I thought that was an unfair call, but
that's
also,
the word of the rule, though.
That's why guys like Skowski don't make it in the NFL because they're either too slow or they just can't, like, they don't have the athleticism or whatever to change on direction. But also, you got to know, like they don't call that on running backs a lot, and running backs lead with their head almost every play. So you have to eject Derrick Henry. You have to eject all these guys because they lead with their head. Fields spun, but because he hurt his ribs and it's the quarterback and the severity of the hit, that's why they want to get that out the game, but you're never going to get out the game.
Well, the thing is, though, he did go in with the crown. That crown, like, that's the top of the helmet that he was there. That wasn't just the front where the forehead is. That thing, his face was looking at the ground when he went in there. So that is the rule by law. Does it suck? Yes, but they're very much into the safety. Unfortunately, you have to make those rules to make the game safer. Does it suck? Yes, but at the same time, that's the rule. And he got called for it last year. It's unfortunate, but that was the very top of the helmet. When it was bad, it looked so bad that it had a good replay. And when they looked at replay, it's like, that's kind of blatant.
That's the spirit of the rule.
Yeah.
But also, a lot of guys were like, well, what is he can't change his angle at that point. It's too late.
You can't. No, it sucks. But that's the rule.
Because even if his head is up, okay, he might get bowled over now. Because if his head is up, that means his shoulders are a little bit back.
Yeah. Because
if you're going to go all the way in, you played linebacker.
I played linebacker.
If you're going all the way in, you can't lift your head up at the last second. That's how you get your neck broken.
Oh yeah, man. No, I mean, when I played, if you got with the shoulder, it's cool. But when I played, you're taught to put your face mask right into the chest, and that's basically leading in with your face mask, and that's how I learned. You swing through it. Now, no, it's you are kind of get your shoulder, you kind of ease them down, and you put them down, making sure they're okay.
Grab them first, and then drive through the tackle, and it's like, yeah, that's how people get their necks severed.
It's a completely different thing because all the fundamentals that I was ever taught in like in YAFL or youth league is like that is like, oh no, you don't do that now. Like, I couldn't. There's no way with. It's.
And then they say guys aren't physical. It's like, no, I'm physical. I can knock your fucking head off, but that's not because for an offensive lineman, Pete, how many times did you hold when your hands were inside? Be honest.
He might still be getting your burgers.
Every time, like the way I'm holding this burger right now.
Exactly.
Hey, did you hear he got us off mute?
Yeah, he's eating chips. At least he like came back. He's like, I'm paying attention. You know.
He's like, God damn, I just took a bite.
But yeah, so there's that. But DeVonta Smith, he had like 120 something catches, like 1,700 yards receiving.
Now I finished the burger bite.
Wow.
I'll say that comes from 5 years of being in college and being on my phone in class and then knowing exactly what the teacher's talking about.
I mean, that's how we all learned in college. Let's just be honest. By the way, rest in peace, journalist Neil Sheehan. He obtained the Pentagon Papers for the New York Times. He was 84. Just wanted to point that out. Mm. But yeah, so back to this college football stuff. And again, if anybody should get called for targeting every game, it should be Alabama. Because I remember when Deshaun Watson, when they lost to Alabama that year, and I'm just like, Reuben Foster should have been ejected. When he whirly birded Deshaun Watson, like, he led with the crown of his head. I think they ejected a Clemson player previously. Or they ejected him out the game, and he had to come back in the second half of that game. But Alabama is one of a lot of the teams who gets away with targeting penalties. You can just go back and watch their games. They get away with a lot of targeting, but they'll get called in meaningless SEC games. But against a LSU or something like that, like LSU had a player ejected last year against Bama, if I'm not mistaken. And one dude got ejected right before them. But when you look at it, it's like that wasn't really. It was what's his name? The dude for the Buccaneers. No, the linebacker, Devin White. I remember when he was playing at LSU, he got ejected for a hit that wasn't really, targeting. But, yeah, but just watch Alabama and how they hit in this game. And if Ohio State gets a player ejected, and you're like, that's kind of bogus, but then you watch at how Alabama plays, because they're so used to playing at a high level, teams almost, like the refs almost give them a pass on defense. And you'll see it like, yeah, this DB was targeting. This linebacker was technically targeting. Just go back and watch when those Alabama games, when Alabama put together the greatest defense in college football history, because everybody on that team and the backups are all in the NFL right now, and most of them are all pros. Like, they were targeting damn near every play. You could find, this linebacker was targeting here. This linebacker, this DB was targeting here. But Alabama, Nick Saban, he gets that pass. Fine. But just know.
Hey, real quick tangent. What's more likely? Derrick Henry fifth arming the shit out of somebody, or Marcus Peters getting a unnecessary roughness and or targeting and or some sort of 15-yard penalty?
Definitely Peters. Definitely Peters. Peters getting in a fight with somebody. Probably the Ole Miss receiver, A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, he literally looks like T.O. Like, that dude is jacked. Like, these Ole Miss receivers are
Was he like that last year?
Yeah, he's even more jacked this year, though. Like, the fact that Tennessee won that game at the end, where Tannehill threw like a 50-yard bomb with 9 seconds left, and he catches it, I'm like, how the fuck did he catch that? Like, as soon as he went in the air, I was like, oh, he got it. He got it. And then he caught it, and I was like, damn. Houston should be sick. Honestly, A.J. Brown's a better receiver than DK. DK just has endless potential because he's 6'3", 230, running a 4.33, and people are laughing at his agility, but he set the single-season franchise record for yards in the season. So there's that. But, yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So DeVonta Smith, Alabama receiver, a.k.a. the Slim Reaper, the first wide receiver to win the Heisman since Desmond Howard, which I think was like 1991. Wow. He won the award with 1,856 points. Trevor Lawrence finished second with 1,187. Mac Jones had 1,130, and Trask, the quarterback for Florida, had 737. He's the third Alabama player to claim the Heisman, and yeah, his numbers are ridiculous. So let me see. He had 105 catches, 1,641 yards, 20 touchdowns, and he only dropped 2 passes all year.
Yeah, he was just insane.
And not only that, he's only 6'1", 175. And obviously he wins a Biletnikoff.
I mean, that says something there. I mean, you're the best player on Alabama. You're the best player in the NFL as a receiver at Alabama.
And he had a rushing TD and I think a punt return for a touchdown. And he set the SEC record for career touchdowns and receiving yards in Alabama. All the receivers that are coming out of Alabama, he's the all-time leading receiver. And he's the all-time touchdown. The people are calling him Marvin Harrison, and I can see it. But Slim Reaper is a dope-ass nickname. But, I mean, yeah, imagine dropping 105 catches, 20 touchdowns, almost 1,700 receiving yards, and you only have 2 drops. And it's insane. So, you know.
Do you see Miami as a good home for him in the NFL?
Yeah, but it's interesting because I still think Jamar Chase is the better player than him out of LSU, even though he sat the whole year out. Mm-hmm. Like, Jamar Chase, people forget, like, he embarrassed everyone in every game he played in. And had, at 19 years old, won the Biletnikoff and had, like, almost 2,000 yards receiving and 20-some-odd touchdowns. Mm-hmm. And Smith is a senior. Jamar Chase is like a redshirt sophomore, I think, and didn't play a whole year. So that's saying in itself. Trevor Lawrence, yet again, gets the Deshaun Watson Award for probably the best pro player in college, but doesn't win the Heisman. So there's that. and he moves on. They have a star QB right behind him. And he said when he declared he knew he was going to go, it was just tough to say the words. But then a lot of people forget Travis Etienne is like the greatest running back in ACC history, statistically. As far as touchdowns, I think he scored like 100 touchdowns in his career in the ACC. And he just had a quiet, dominant senior year. So as far as that goes, that's going to be crazy. You know, with the national championship game supposed to be coming up, hopefully they don't push it back. Hopefully, you know, it's not a big issue, but we'll see what happens.
Who do you got?
Bama.
I
want to pick Ohio State because Trey Sermon's a great running back. I just don't think those receivers for Ohio State are enough to get past Alabama. And Alabama, if Waddell plays, it's over. Because Sean Wade's been getting eaten up all year. He came back and has been Now, if they can run the ball all over Alabama's defense, oh yeah, Ohio State. But if it's a shootout, I'm taking Bama. Which is shocking for me to say.
Yeah. Bama, another night.
All right. Can we move to take a tangent?
Oh, one last thing. Chattanooga college football assistant coach fired for a racist tweet towards Stacey Abrams. Chris Malone. Let me go ahead and read it.
Is he Vanilla Isis?
They deactivated his Twitter. He was offensive line coach. He referred to Abrams as Fat Albert and accused her of cheating in the election.
Yeah, that was the breaking point of the Civil War.
Yeah, shit's crazy though. Shit's crazy out here. But yeah.
How's it feel?
All right, so take your tangent.
34-2 for Trevor Lawrence. That's crazy. 34-2.
First up. Wait, am I on mute? No, I'm not.
No.
All right.
You got the press
the Rams left tackle Andrew Whitworth expected to be back after tearing his MCL and PCL. Take your tangent, Kenny.
See, here's the problem. Can they even run the ball? All their backs are banged up. So what production are they going to get? They're going to have to lean on some type of a running game. And Cooper Kupp is getting somewhat healthier, and I think he got cleared to play this week. And Robert Woods is just Mr. Reliable. But I think because they don't have a strong pass rush, so it's like, okay.
Why don't you just say what you're thinking? Nobody's scared of the Rams.
Yeah.
Nobody's scared of the Rams.
Nobody's scared of the Rams.
Are you that scared of the Seahawks, though?
No one's just afraid of them.
Yeah, I mean, more than the Rams because they have Russell Wilson and Jamal Adams. Right?
DK.
You have X-Factor players.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see them getting much, either one of those teams getting past this round either, but it's just like, I mean, the next round
I mean, as much as the Rams also have Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, we've also seen those guys, as great as they are, not be on winning teams. So, yeah. All right, next up, we got Derrick Henry, 5th best rushing season in the NFL, as a 2,000-yard rusher. You got to take your tangent on that.
I just wish he was a Raider. It's just really upsetting. I'm just really mad.
Yeah.
We got the wrong fucking Alabama running back.
Which
it hurts.
Is probably where I'll take my tangent. As you mentioned, Josh Jacobs got a DUI this past weekend. His mugshot was really, really bad. How the Raiders do not have a car service or an Uber account is beyond me. But hey, when you're a 23 millionaire living in Vegas, I mean, the fast lane is commonplace. So hopefully he learned from that situation. But yeah, as for Henry, I think he joins the lineage of outstanding, big-ass, fast-ass running backs who run straight up, like Earl Dickerson and Earl Campbell.
A little bit
Eric
of
Dickerson. I'm